Hello and welcome to SGPN's The Daily Dog. I'm your host, Britton Hess. I'm here with my favorite Underdog Fantasy Pick and Plays for Monday, March 17th, 2025. If you're new to Underdog Fantasy, sign up promo code DailyDog, DAILYDOG at UnderdogFantasy.com. Take advantage of that promo. Use the promo code DailyDog for a 50% deposit match bonus worth up to $1,000. That means if you deposit the max of $2K for this bonus, you'll get 1,000 free. If you do 100, you'll get 50 free, 200, 100, etc., etc. 50% of whatever you deposit up to $2,000 back with promo code Daily Dog. Sorry, I'm getting attacked by the Daily Dog cat as I'm trying to get this thing started. I also need to note that if you are not a new user, if you're just a regular Underdog member, you've already been playing entries, make sure you check out the promos at the top of your app or at the top of your screen if you're on a computer. I'm just going to go through them right now. I mean, like 30% profit boost for college hoops, 30% NHL, a discount pick, which means you can knock somebody's number down, their projection down a little bit, usually about 20 to 40% there. And you can do up to $100 max on that one. And then also 50% profit boost for the Tokyo Showdown for the Cubs against the Dodgers. We're going to be getting involved in some Major League Baseball today, actually. I've stayed away from spring training baseball because it is a crapshoot as far as how many at-bats guys are going to get, how long pitchers are going to stay in, and all that stuff. So I just stay away from those completely. However, I am going to be going with sorry, there's another Daily Dog cat trying to make an appearance too. They're really making it tough on me this morning. So there's lots of boosts available for existing members. But without further ado, let's get into the actual entries for today. We got NBA, NHL, baseball, and we also got some Lotto entries. College hoops will be back tomorrow. Tennis will be coming back later this week as well as Miami gets underway. But NBA entry number one, Anthony Edwards, higher than 27.5 points. This guy's been scoring 28 plus consistently, I believe, 3 consecutive games here for Ant Edwards, obviously one of the bright young stars in the NBA. They're hosting the Pacers here. Should be plenty of points in this one. The Pacers should be the ones pushing the pace. We do got to worry about the Pacers injury report. It could be a blowout if they're without guys like Halliburton and Miles Turner, but if those guys are in, I think Edwards is going to be pushing the ball down the court, going to be driving to the rim, and going to be taking some three-pointers. Ant Edwards, higher than 27.5 points. Pairing that with Anfernee Simmons of the Blazers, higher than 27.5 points, as the Blazers host the Wizards. Good spot for Simmons to have a highlight day. It's a back-to-back for the Blazers, and he has been dominant back-to-backs. I mean, I think his last 6 back-to-backs, he's had 22 or more points. So give me Anfernee Simmons higher than 21.5 points here. Then we're going to go back to NBA. That's a 3x multiplier. Anthony Edwards higher than 27.5 points, and Anfernee Simmons higher than 21.5 points, 3x multiplier. NBA entry number 2, we're going to go Cade Cunningham, higher than 42 points, rebounds, and assists against the Pelicans. Pelicans should be healthy, so there should be at least 3 competitive quarters, hopefully, in this game. Cunningham can obviously be pushing 30 on points alone. He can be pushing triple doubles all the time. So 42.5 PRA is good, and we get equity of all. If he has a big rebound day, if he has a big assist day, we're going to get credited for it because I think his point floor is probably about 25 and his ceiling is about 40. So really good shot here for him to have a big day against the lowly New Orleans Pelicans. Pairing that with Jamal Murray higher than 20.5 points as the Nets take on the Warriors. Or the Nuggets take on the Warriors. Why did I say Murray plays for the Nets? Jamal Murray plays for the Nuggets. Higher than 20.5 points in this game against the Warriors. I think we're going to have a competitive game here. We just need the guys to stay healthy. He is a game-time decision, but he has had 2 days off. I think that Jamal Murray is going to play here, and I think that he's going to get 21 or more. No problem. That's a 3x multiplier with Cade Cunningham higher than 42.5 points, rebounds, and assists, and Jamal Murray higher than 20.5 points. NHL entry number 1. Going Ukko Pekka Luukkonen, the goalie for the Sabres, higher than 2.5 goals against the Bruins. Bruins aren't always the most dominant goal-scoring team. They don't always light up the lamp all the time, but I do think at home versus a very beatable opponent in the Sabres, they can get it done. The Sabres generally get some goals. They just don't generally win. I think that the Bruins win. I think that they're going to score 3 goals or more here. They've got a little bit of a chip on their shoulder after the trade deadline, and also they're still fighting for a playoff spot. They're not out of the playoff race by any means, so they need to keep on getting points and getting wins higher than 2.5 goals allowed for Ukko Pekka Luukkonen. Then pairing that with Zach Werenski of the Blue Jackets higher than 0.5 assists. Obviously, one of the greatest point getting defensemen in the NHL right now. Leading point scorer for the Blue Jackets here. He's got 49 assists on the season. Let's get an assist here against the Devils. Again, the Devils are still pretty good even without Jack Hughes, but they're a little bit of a different team. So I like Werenski to have an assist. 3x multiplier with Werenski higher than half an assist and Ukko, Pekka, Luukkonen higher than 2.5 goals allowed. NHL entry number 2, we're going with Jonathan Huberdeau of the Calgary Flames, higher than 0.5 points. I know the Maple Leafs are big favorites here. I'm sure they should probably win, but I don't think the Flames are going to be blanked, and I think that means Huberdeau has a great shot at getting a point. He's been a good point scorer. He's got 49 on the year, leading for the Flames right now, and I just think, again, there's going to be enough goals available for him to have some point equity. Then Morgan Geekie of the Bruins, higher than 0.5 points. Geekie has been getting points quite frequently lately for the Bruins as well. His role has increased after they got rid of Marchand. So I like him to have a point in this game versus the Sabres. As I said, I think there's going to be 3 or more goals scored by the Bruins. If that happens, Geekie's got a great shot of getting involved in one of those goals. This is a 2.76x multiplier. All right. MLB happening at 3 a.m. Pacific, 6 a.m. Eastern on Tuesday morning. We got the Tokyo Series, Cubs against the Dodgers. Obviously, this is a great showcase spot for all the Japanese players on both of these squads. We got 2 Japanese pitchers, Yasubo Yamamoto for the Dodgers and Shota Minaga starting for the Cubs. Obviously, we got Shohei Ohtani in this game. We got Seiya Suzuki in this game. We got lots of Japanese players involved for these 2 squads. My first entry, and again, you can use the 50% Tokyo Series boost if you'd like. My first entry is going to be Shohei Ohtani higher than 1.5 total bases. I don't think he's playing in front of Tokyo to get walked 4 times. I think he's going to have a double at least. I think he could probably get a homer here. So higher than 1.5 total bases. And I'm going to pair that with the former Dodger, Michael Busch of the Cubs, higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. I think he wants to rub it in the Dodgers' faces. They let him go. He had a great productive season for the Cubs last year. I think he's going to do it against the Dodgers in Tokyo. 3.48x multiplier. By the way, I did do a little research in the Tokyo Dome and when MLB games have taken place there. There's been several over the last 2 decades, 2.5 decades. The first one was in 2000. There's been some high scoring games. There's been some low scoring games. The last 2, which were in 2019, were pretty high scoring. It was 9-7 Mariners over Athletics and 5-4 Mariners over Athletics. But, I don't necessarily know how much we can take away from that. Obviously, conditions change, teams change, everything changes regarding even the balls change in the series here. So I don't want to get too lost in the weeds of if it's a high scoring or low scoring ballpark. I do think that the Japanese players are going to perform, though. All right, MLB entry number 2, Kyle Tucker, higher than 0.5 hits. He is the new man on campus for the Cubs. I think he's going to be productive right off the bat for the Cubs here. And then I'm going to pair that with Freddie Freeman, higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Leader of this Dodgers team. I think that there's going to be ducks on the pond when he's at bat. I think he's going to get a couple hits, runs, RBIs. Just the way the Dodger offense can roll. Freddie Freeman, his positioning in that offense and in that lineup allows him to have higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs quite often. This is only 2.08x multiplier, but hey, let's get a winner on MLB opening day in Tokyo. Kyle Tucker higher than 0.5 hits. Freddie Freeman higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Lotto entry number 1, Anfernee Simmons, higher than 29.5 points. Again, he has gone 30 plus in quite a few games in back-to-backs. I'm not worried about it. I think the Wizards are just going to let him do whatever he wants. I think that this is going to be a day where we see him at the end of the night on SportsCenter top 10. He's going to have some great dunks. He's going to have 35 plus points in this game. RJ Barrett, higher than 1.5 3-pointers made. Again, he shoots enough volume. He doesn't always hit the accuracy rate, but hitting 2 3-pointers against the Suns is something that's very doable for RJ Barrett. And then I'm going to take David Pastrnak of the Bruins higher than 0.5 goals. This is 21.86x multiplier, but I do, as always, recommend that you flex these Lotto entries. If it goes 3 out of 3 on the Lotto, it's 10.93x or 3.37x if you go 2 for 3. Obviously, those are subject to change depending on which legs come through, but needless to say, it's only 3 things, and I think all the 3 of those things have quite a high probability of happening. Lotto entry number 2, Chris Paul higher than 6.5 points. For the love of God, Chris Paul, shoot the ball. Your team needs you. He's going to be in LA. He had 4 points in his last game. He was 0 for 3 from the 3-point line, and he only had 2 pointers made, so it was 4 points. But again, if he's shooting 3 to 5 3-pointers and can make a couple floaters, 6.5 points is so low hanging fruit. He's going to be in crypto in the front of the LA crowd, his former home when he was a Clipper. Back when before it was the crypto, back when it was Oh my gosh, how I can't believe it. I can't believe that I forgot the name of the Lakers arena. It's been crypto for only a few years now, and it slipped my tongue. But I'm sure it'll come back very, very soon. So Chris Paul higher than 6.5 points. Jaren Jackson higher than 29.5 points. He's had a lot of big games when Ja Morant has been out of the lineup. Quite a few 30-pointers when Ja Morant is out. Rudy Gobert higher than 0.5 double doubles. As I said, I think that the T-Wolves are going to be just fine here, and I think Rudy Gobert is going to have a double-double. Philip Gustafson of the Wild lower than 2.5 goals against. The offense for the Kings cannot be trusted on the road. Give me Philip Gustafson lower than 2.5 goals against. All right. That is all I got. Oh, sorry, 20.07x. Flex it, 12.04x. If it goes 4 for 4, if it goes 3 for 4, 3.01x. All right, that's all I got for you today. Thank you for listening. Hit, rate, review, subscribe, all that other good stuff. Take advantage of all the promos on Underdog and use promo code DailyDog if you're new to the app. Thank you for listening, and let's make some money.